The best goalkeeper trophy is awarded to player number 16.
Best goalkeeper of this tournament, Nandozi from Nigeria, conceded only 2 open play. They came in the first half of this match. But to be fair, very little to do as she sat behind a very solid defence. I'm not sure she made too many saves in this tournament.
Yeah, not at all. Formidable back four of the Nigerians, but of course the first line of communication from the back certainly starts with her organization. This is Nandozi.
24-year-old who started at Rivers United in Port Harcourt, has just signed for Brighton in the Women's Soccer League in the UK. Golden boots for her 5 goals will go to Gislan Shebak. She had 4 coming into this tournament. Very difficult for her to raise a smile, but she was again in 2022 player of the tournament, scorer there. So yet another golden boot for her. And player of the tournament is the Nigerian captain Ajibade, a winner in 2018 at the last WAFCON that Nigeria won. She'll return with the honor of lifting the trophy. So Rasheedat Ajibade, one of the greats of the game in Nigeria. Alongside her federation president as well. So now to the bronze medals and to Ghana, who won the 3rd place playoff last night. You got to watch that from the stands. Certainly deserved that victory against South Africa. A side who started with a defeat against Banyana in their opening group game, but certainly Ghana improved. Vital win over Tanzania in their last group match to book their way through, and then really tough progress at the expense of Algeria, and another penalty shootout denying them a place in the final as Morocco edged them in the semi. So Ghana well deserved of their bronze medals. Tonight's refereeing team also picking up their medals along with the VAR component. Excellent support these days, and once again an all-ladies team in charge of the final today. Both the officials on the pitch, that includes the 4th official, plus all 3 of them in the VAR tent, which hasn't always been the case throughout this tournament, so much progress as well as far as officiating is concerned on the African continent. You've been pretty impressed with the referees in this tournament?
Yep, no, absolutely. I think the innovations as well around to support the referees, their training programs very intense coming into this sort of competition, especially WAFCON. I think they continue to just keep raising the bar really high.
So here come Ghana. Maybe a word from you, Amanda, about Ghana. Are you a little surprised that they got this far? Is this a revival perhaps for the Black Queens?
A revival, certainly indeed, and I think the coach also just being appointed in January, coming in to take over a very young team, trying to find the balance with the young exuberance, but also the experience of the likes of Portia, the team captain. The dark horses of the competition, I don't think that anybody gave them a chance to be where they are, but certainly applied themselves. They introduced us to some very, very fresh talent. I think players who really started unknown, but now really going away back home to Ghana, Accra, maybe with a loud statement and certainly unforgettable.
Bali?
It's Ghana going up on the stage there, if you're wondering. They came 3rd in the tournament. As we celebrate, of course, Morocco as well as Nigeria in second and first. Nigerians will be loudest this evening as they have won it for the 10th time in a row. But it's Ghana that goes up. A tournament to be proud for the Ghanaians.
Absolutely. You know, these women brought the heat into the tournament, and you could see it. You could see it. They've been absent since 2018 when they hosted it, actually, and they didn't get out of the group. They're also another country that is rebuilding their women's football, and it's getting better and better because you can see with the young players that they have, they've got 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds in their team. The oldest player, Bucheka, who's there as the captain, Portia, she has more than 100 caps, and she's really led this team. This is a good one for them when you look at the type of football that they play. So congratulations to them. They really fought for it. This coach here was not looked at to say he's going to do good, but he really did well for the Ghanaians.
I think a lot of teams can actually learn from this, Shorty, where we're speaking about restructuring, your teams. So maybe now going back home for all the national teams that participated in this edition, they can look into whether we need to start afresh, whether we need to add and just reshuffle, but also just start looking to the near future. Because, I mean, with the next edition, they're trying to qualify for the World Cup. So the question is, what changes will we see when we come next year, 2 years from now?
Back-to-back second place for this Moroccan team. They lost against Nigeria. Last time around, they lost against South Africa's Banyana. They were 2 goals up, so close, 45 minutes away from lifting this trophy that is so far from them all the time. The one thing they want in women's football, with all the progressions that they've made in women's football, this is the one thing that eludes the Moroccans. As they go up to get a medal, they care not for when they know well that gold was within reach. Chebak there, she's won the player of the tournament, the top goal scorer. But unfortunately, the one that she wants most, the gold medal from winning the entire tournament, not to be.
Not to be, really, and I hope that they continue investing in women's football in Morocco, because the under-17s qualify for the World Cups, under-20s qualify for the World Cups, the under-23 team, they even have an under-23 team. There's a senior team that is there. They played 9 friendly matches coming into the WAFCON, and the next WAFCON is in 8 months' time, Andile. So the qualifiers start in a month's time. So it's going to be important for this team to look at themselves and say, where did we do better? Where did we go wrong? And how can we become even better? Because they brought a world champion coach to say maybe he can help them. But there's so much that you need to look at and say, some of it is the trajectory corner is, lack of a better word, but it's too quick. Also, because in the past 5 years, they've done so much, they've achieved so much. So if they would have won the WAFCON, it would have simply said to the other countries, so it's also a true reflection to still show Guti there's still a big gap between Nigeria and the rest of the countries.
Before we get into the winning country here, Nigeria, very quickly, the post-analysis of this match, what is Morocco going to see about themselves?
The consistency in them conceding goals easily, the lack of concentration, maybe also fatigue kicking in, like I mentioned, how they ran through the tournament. So also important for the coach is to see how do I plan on, in a tournament like this, of this nature as well, how do I rest my players? How do I prepare them and also focus? But also, I just want to mention, Andile, champions are not built overnight. Looking at South African history as well, back when we were playing, we used to go to the finals with Nigeria for almost a decade before we won it. So Morocco, they're on the right path.
Well, you said a decade, that's 10. That's exactly the same amount of times they've won it. Look at the jubilation, look at the excitement. It is a brilliant vibe in Morocco, in Rabat, as Nigerians go up to receive their gold medals. It's a medal that has been missing from their necks for a very long time, one they've wanted back for a very long time. The pride of Nigeria stands up all the way from Uluehi to Chuku, down to Chioma Okafo, Deborah Jibiona Abion, Rashidat Busako Ajibade, Rashidat. Ay, where's that in the mark?
She won it as an 18-year-old and she's winning it now as a 25-year-old, and now she's the captain. It's even more sweeter. So the coach has a lot more to build on going forward. I think also credit must also go to the previous coach, Randy, even though he did not do well in the previous WAFCON, but he tried to steady the ship and rebuild this Nigerian side. Also into bengifuna ukusho ukuthi i-champion uyibona ngokuthi wine i-cup elikhulu kanje outside of their own country and outside of their own hosting. I would love to see how Morocco would perform and play if they were not hosting in Morocco. Firstly, they must play the qualifiers, then they must play outside of Morocco. Let's see mentality yabuguti yobanjan, because some of it has come a bit easy for them. They don't have to play qualifiers. They are playing at home. They are the only team maybe with their opponents that has had a full capacity stadium where they had the support. The other matches 15 uyababala ukuthi 2 3 uyabo nje. So but I enjoyed watching this tournament fully.
Planning and preparation is very key. We mentioned and we spoke about it earlier. Nigeria had a month, and just before they came here, they played against Portugal.
Well, there she is. She's led from the front. Ajibade, who plays a football out at Atletico Madrid in Spain, will be collecting the trophy. You can see there the excitement is building up. The trophy will be listed. And for that, we need to take you back to Rabat. We need to take you to the excitement of the place. The two presidents walking the trophy hand in hand to Nigeria.
To hand it over to the Nigerian captain. There she is, Rashidat Ajibade. Nigeria celebrating as African champions here in Morocco. They are winners of the WAFCON 2024. 10 times now they've taken this trophy, back at the top of the pile in women's football in Africa. And what a way to do it on a glorious Saturday night here in Rabat. There you have it, Amanda, the champions of the continent.
Yeah, a huge congratulations to Nigeria, coming back and reclaiming their position on the throne. Absolute dominance over generations. Indeed, a legacy for this crop of players, writing their names on the history books of the Nigerian football dominance. Their success also riding on some shoulders of the likes of Perpetua, the likes of Messi Akide as well. To see that translating into this generation of the now, they should be proud of themselves.
Our journey with women's football here at the SABC and SABC Sports started back in 1993 when Banyana put on their boots and started to fight the continent. Well, here we are, many years later, and we stand here as the champions of giving women's football a chance and an opportunity. We shine our light on them, and in return, women's football is smiling back at us, because what a tournament we've seen over the last month. Thank you so much for choosing us. Thank you for choosing SABC Sport. Congratulations to the 2024 WAFCON champions